from the front.
All right, boys. Lock in.
It's our core foundation, man. Grit.
I'm fired up. I'm fired the f*** up, boys.
It's pumping right now. It's got my juices pumping, boys.
Lions, Packers. I'm fired up. We're back here.
Thursday night football.
We were here, a couple of weeks ago? We were at the Hub. It was a great time. It was a packed place.
Yep.
The place was electric. We got real American beer here to drink. We got koozies. We got, of course, the water. We're going to need it. We're drinking a lot of beer. We got Caleb, Lucas, and Mike are pouring up as well. Let's go. Prime time
ready
football.
to go.
Prime time football. Nothing more you can ask for. Even banged up team.
Yeah.
The Packers, they're going down today, bro.
They're
going down.
They are. I'm pumped up. And this is a game too, fellas. Leading up to it, this is, we talk about the Booner path the last 2 years, right? Like, what does the Booner path entail? Jeff, what does it entail? It entails the number 1 seed, and every single thing, the road leads through Detroit. That's it. The road leads through Detroit, and that's exactly what today is what's at stake today is the 1 seed's at stake. The NFC North's at stake. All of that is at stake today. And I said it, we did a Twitter Spaces today about 12 or 1 o'clock today, and we were talking about the game. And the one thing I was adamant about, everyone's talking about these injuries. Oh, it's okay if the Lions lose. Listen. How about we just get that attitude out of the minds?
Yeah, just get rid of it.
Because what did I say earlier? There's 3 people who don't care about that mindset. 3 people. Dan Campbell, you think Dan Campbell's going, it's okay if we lose? No, we're not losing. That's Dan Campbell's mindset. AG controlling this defense just because he has 13 guys on the IR. I said 13, Caleb. The most ever, or the most out of any NFL team on a defense right now. The next highest was 7.
Yes.
Just because AG's missing guys does not mean he's going to go out there and say, we're good. We'll give up points. Hopefully our offense shows up. No, AG's going to have an absolute fight and a plan ready to go, guys. So that's where I'm like, what are we all talking about? I hate turning on the radio in my car, going on YouTube, watching other videos, and seeing people be like, it's okay if we lose. It's okay.
No.
Shut up.
It's a loser's mindset.
How about we stop that out? Because you think Dan Campbell's going into Allen Park this week? Hey, it's okay, fellas, if we lose this game.
No, he's not.
No.
Absolutely
Why don't we get out of that mindset and say, no, this is a team that you are down 18 players on the IR. Not even all of them are on the IR. You have Taylor Decker, 3 defensive linemen, Emmanuel Mosley all out.
Yep.
And you're still a 3.5-point favorite? Come on, guys. This isn't it's okay if we lose. This is you go in there and win the football game at home on Thursday Night Football.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. This team's not just going to lay down because of a couple injuries. And I'm going to make this comparison right now.
Do it.
Shout out the Detroit Tigers. Shout out A.J. Hinch. I'm going to compare Aaron Glenn to A.J. Hinch here. A.J. Hinch was dealt a bad hand all year, and he made the most out of it.
Yeah.
And that's what Aaron Glenn's doing right now. Losing the best player in football in Aiden Hutchinson. Losing your other edge rusher in Marcus Davenport. Losing your green dot linebacker. Losing a cornerback in Emmanuel Mosley before the season even starts. Malcolm Rodriguez. And Aaron Glenn is still balling. There are very few coaches and defensive coordinators in the NFL that could do what Aaron Glenn's doing right now.
Yeah.
And I think he's going to show it on a national stage tonight.
Hey, you got to be fired up, Caleb.
Hey, fuck the Packers. Fuck the state of Wisconsin.
baby.
Now, I will say AG I have the full faith in. I think the big test today, this Packers offense versus this Lions defense. I know we'll get to the Lions offense in a little bit. That's like the fun conversation. You scored a lot of points. But Jordan Love, we know for a fact he turns the ball over. We know for a fact they want to run the football with Josh Jacobs. That's why they signed him. He's their bell cow back. The matchup to me, the biggest one, you could talk about the second, because if Jordan Love ends the game with 300 passing yards, I know for a fact he will have 2 interceptions. Okay. Now the run game is what I'm interested in today. Is how does this defensive line for the Lions slow down Josh? They did a decent job in Green Bay. They gave up some plays, but if you can limit Josh today, I said we did a Spaces today. By the way, if you're not following us on Twitter, follow, because we do these Spaces sometimes. We'll just chop it up on Twitter. We talked earlier about what we want to see from this run defense, and to me, it's you want to get Josh in that 3.5, 4 yards per carry. You don't want this to be a 5-yard, every 2 carries a first down type of game for Josh Jacobs. Yep. That's how you get God on defense, especially in the red zone.
Can I make this clear too, fellas? And this is the mindset I've had with it's like when you play the Vikings with Justin Jefferson. This team, like, they rely on Josh Jacobs. That is someone they lean on very, very hard. Now, That's just one of those guys where it's, hey, you might have to give something up, and you might give up 70, 80 yards.
Yeah, I mean,
and that's fine. Like, this isn't a bad thing.
Bend don't break.
Yes, you might give up. I mean, and I said it to you, Jeff. He has 70-plus yards in 11 out of his 12 games this year. Guess what? They've still lost 3 games.
I mean,
we beat them.
I'll even add this to your point. What does this Lions defense pride themselves on? The red zone. I'm going to be real. Defensive line matters, but in the red zone, it seems like the secondaries had that on lock. Yeah. You don't have too many injuries in that secondary. So it seems like healthy as enough. Knock on wood. You don't have Emmanuel Mosley, but you got Carlton, you got Terran Arnold, you got Meek, you got Brian, you got Kirby. Like that. And the linebackers, I think, do matter as well, but they have the guys that make plays in that secondary, and I think the red zone defense still, I mean, trying to get these big plays down the field, they're going to struggle to do that with Kirby Joseph and Brian Branch. And Brian Branch is back, by the way. He got ejected last time. He's back. Yes, and he's fired up.
Oh, I'm excited to watch Brian Branch tonight. Just copped the jersey. Shout out Brian Branch. But Boone, to your point, I'm gonna have to disagree. I don't know if you can let Josh Jacobs get his.
Come on,
because this Packers offense runs smoother and better when the run game is going, similar to the Lions offense. I think you need to limit Josh Jacobs. You're gonna have to let Jordan Love do his thing. And I said this on the Twitter Spaces earlier, or X Spaces, whatever you want to call it now. If we don't get the production we want out of the guys like Pat O'Connor and Broderick Martin, when it comes to run stuffing, this is going to have to be another huge game for Jack Campbell if Josh Jacobs gets to that second level. Josh Jacobs, I can't even speak right now, boys. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Josh Jacobs is a tough guy to bring down, and Jack Campbell's really going to have to be a stout, green dot Mike linebacker today, and I'm excited to see what he has. But again, I'm excited to see Broderick Martin. I'm excited to see what Pat O'Connor can do. But, yeah, I don't think we could let Josh Jacobs get his because Jordan Love off play action when Josh Jacobs is going,
it's harder.
It's a tough offense to beat.
Especially in the red zone. If Josh Jacobs is running the way we hope he doesn't, if he is, red zone offense for them, I mean, you just give it to Josh Jacobs. You don't want him to be a big X factor in this game, or not a big X factor, but a big emphasis for the Packers, because Matt LaFleur. It comes from that like McVay, Shanahan back in Washington. What their philosophy is? What is their philosophy? Run the ball. Sean McVay's got Kyron. Before that, had Todd Gurley. Obviously, Cal Shanahan, Christian McCaffrey now for a while, but you get my point. Josh Jacobs is what they wanted a guy like him, so they can run the ball like all those guys want to. You can't let them do that.
To that point, though, Caleb, if you're like you can't. He had 110 all-purpose yards last time you played him, and that was obviously it was a different conditions, different game, all of that. I do just think like if you can find a way, I've said this a million times, if you can find a way to slow Jordan Love down a little bit, 225, 200, and you can find a way to get some turnovers out of him. Like he's had games this year, fellas, with 2 turnovers, 3 turnovers, and he's had 8 straight. He started the season with 8 straight turnovers, 8 straight. He hasn't had one for 2 games. If you go out there and you put the pressure on Jordan Love, you're putting them in a tough spot to where now they're forcing the ball to Josh Jacobs. They're making, and we got to put the ball in our best players' hands. Like that's what it is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I feel like I guess if Josh Jacobs is going, Jordan Love is going to go.
Right.
Like I think that's how that offense
maybe
goes.
I guess yeah.
So if you can stop and not stop because that's a tall task, but if you could limit Josh Jacobs, you're looking pretty good on defense, because then you're going to have to force Jordan Love to play out of shotgun and not have to rely on the play action, play out of the shotgun and be a good quarterback, which he is. But I don't know. I'd like to see them really put pressure on Jordan Love.
The Lions pride themselves on run defense. Not that you're going to shut down Jacobs completely. I mean, what they did to Joe Mixon, it should be criminal. Like that man was a non-factor. I don't think it'll be that bad. Just slow him down, because the Lions, what they want to do defensively is if they could slow down the run, it forces offenses to be one-dimensional. And then you got guys that are ball hawks that can just kind of play to their strengths. Like if Jordan Love's dropping back today, I mean, to your point, Boone, if he's throwing 40 times and he puts the ball in the air, like to your point about stopping him or slowing him down a little bit, they're going to have opportunities to get some picks today. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
especially sacks for Zadarius Smith. You get a revenge game today. We'll get to him in a little bit. But, yeah, I mean.
Your playmakers make play. I'm interested to see, like, and I know we're probably getting into defense and all of that, but just Terrion Arnold and Carlton Davis. We haven't seen that duo in a little bit, like a few weeks, because Carlton's been hurt.
And no Romeo Dobbs. No Romeo Dobbs.
No Romeo Dobbs, but Terrion was hurt before Carlton got hurt. So it's been a while since you've seen that duo. They started catching a little bit of a stride like Terrion did a couple weeks back before his injury. So I'm interested to see how they get back. No Romeo Doubs. You have Jane Reed and you have Christian Watson.
I don't even know who it'd be. Dontavian Wicks. That's like the next.
Wicks. He's been good, but like he is a guy where you can rattle him a little bit. He's had drop passes throughout the year.
Yeah,
he's a playmaker though. Like he will make a play. That's a klotzy guy.
We had Dusty on, the Packers writer, and he brought up the point of he's like up there in drops in the league. I think like 25 to 30% of his targets are drops.
I think he has like 40
or catches or attempted catches.
40 targets, like 20 something catches, and then like like a handful of drops.
So that's the thing.
That's not good for him.
But you don't want to rely just on drops. But it is better not having Romeo Doubs. Romeo Doubs, I think, is pretty underrated. And Christian Watson, although he's kind of, I think Christian Watson's overrated personally. But I was at that game last year at Ford Field, Packers Lions, and I could be the reason they lost very well. Every time I'm in Ford Field, they lose, Caleb, if you didn't know that. But the first play of the game, like that's what we don't need today. They set the tone right off the rip. I was there. First snap for the Packers. Boom, drop back. 50 yards to Christian Watson on Kirby Joseph. That set the tone. Like after that, I was like, okay, that's a way to just come out swinging. You can't let's not have that happen. Okay. Let's not allow that to happen. Let's not allow Christian Watson to make a bunch of plays. Please. Tucker Kraft, I get what he's been doing, but I don't want to see that again. Whatever I saw last year, I don't.
Especially with Christian Watson, they're going to try to get him manned up on Terrion and throw a deep ball to try to force pass interference calls.
Mm-hmm.
And that, that's something that Terrion Arnold has gotten better at. He's played a lot cleaner football, and I want to see that tonight because Matt LaFleur is going to do that a couple times, especially on third downs, third and longs. They're going to try to go deep, attack Terrion Arnold, and he's going to prove why Brad Holmes traded up for him and one of the best corners in the draft.
If we know that, they know that. Like Terrion Arnold's PIs. If we know that, they know that.
Because look, I'm no genius, Jeff. But
you are. Give yourself a little bit of a credit.
Pretty smart. I'm pretty awesome.
You're a genius.
No, but seriously, like it's in the beginning of the season, it was a pretty not substantial, but it was a problem with Terrion Arnold. But he's cleaned it up.
He's gotten better.
He's gotten better
as time's gone on. He's not perfect. He has improved.
No one's perfect.
The first 6 weeks, I mean, the man had how many penalties? Even like refs were having conversations before the game with him. I remember I remember seeing like tweets coming out being like, the refs have talked to, they've had conversations and were asked about the Terrion Arnold stuff because he's had, and like there was a rep that even came out and was like, listen, if he just turns his head, like if he just turns around, he's going to be in the position. Like it's that easy. And he's starting to learn a little bit. That's why, again, I'm interested to see like with the wide receiver core that they have and the weapons they have, the way Jordan Love's been playing and what we know he can do. It's a task for Terrion and Carlton today. Like you have something in store, like especially with the pass rush absolutely just beat up. Like, hey, you're gonna have to cover. You're gonna have to cover for more than 4 seconds. Yep. The pass rush might not be there as much as it usually is. Like you're gonna have to. It's like these guys have to step up. It's the thing I talk about all the time. Like one guy goes down, hey, someone else has to step up. Jamin wasn't there last game. All right, Khalif, you got to step up. Tim Patrick's defensively. All right, defensive line's hurt.
I think
Terrion Carlton, step up.
You know who I think needs to really step up today? Not that I don't want to sound like step up like he's been bad, but really
big game, impact.
Aleem McNeil, today, man. If you could force Jordan Love to run a little bit outside and kind of give Za'Darius a layup or two, that to Aleem to me today, especially Elgin Jenkins a little banged up. They got their guard, their center is banged up as well. If remember Aleem? We watched it at Garage Bar in Grand Rapids. Aleem was like. He was in the backfield a ton of plays.
But again, it's going to be – he's got to step up. Harder task today because you have no DJ Reader.
Absolutely.
DJ Reader is a big piece defensively that takes on double teams, that's able to go out there and take someone away from Aleem. Guess where all the double teams are going to be today in the inside?
Oh, yeah, they're going to – well, maybe with Broderick. I think Broderick might get a couple.
So that's the thing.
That big
if you're talking about who needs to step up, Broderick Martin.
He's going to have some one-on-one opportunities. The big fellow, and he's going to get some run today. So I'm excited to see Broderick today too.
I'm pumped up. I had that argument with you guys. Was it yesterday? We talked about it earlier in the show.
Yeah, we came to agreement. We want to see some flashes, but I'm not expecting the man to be the biggest reason they win on defense.
I'm not expecting him to be. We're talking about Broderick Martin.
Yeah,
I'm not expecting him to be DJ Reader, but I do want to see something.
That's the conversation we had yesterday. Was
we just want to see a little flashes,
a
couple flashes.
He can, and my thing, Caleb, with it was he's coming off the IR. Like he might have gotten snaps over the last few weeks, not big snaps. He's going to get big snaps tonight. Yeah, coming off the IR off an injury, like he had a very. I mean, you guys remember in the preseason, Broderick was dominating someplace.
Yeah,
dominating. Like you saw his ceiling. All I ask for is just, hey, those flashes, we see him. If you struggle a little bit, I'll give him. I've said it before. I'll give him leeway. because he's coming off the IR and he's been injured through the first 8-9 games.
Mm-hmm.
So I will give a little.
And they played
leeway.
last year. They played last year without Levi. All due respect, so they can do it without Levi. I want to mention that too, because Levi's out. Yeah. But Levi, it's really the DJ Reader. Him missing has me the most probably concerned. Josh a little bit too, but Levi, they did it last year without Levi, so it's like he was kind of a bonus. Like to have Levi, it's like okay, you have some depth. To me, DJ's like your starting nose tackle, who's like not just that, but I think he's probably a top 5 to 10. I would say probably top 7 nose tackle. In
DJ Reader?
Yeah. He's up there.
Well, when it comes to comes to run stuffing, he might the best.
He's one of the best, no doubt.
A couple things. First off, you bring up Josh Pascal. I think that's a big loss for the Lions. Not getting to the quarterback.
Agreed.
But dude, he is so fucking good against the run, and that it's going to make guys like it's going to make Lee McNeil's job harder. It's going to make Zadarius Smith's job harder to stop the run. We bring up Lee McNeil now. He just got big money, and there's a reason for that. On the defensive line, like you look at the Chiefs with like Chris Jones and everybody. You look at the defensive line. Nothing's more important than getting pressure from the interior because that closes the pocket. That's going to force the quarterbacks to leave the pocket. Then boom, there's Zadarius Smith. Boom, there's
AQM.
Hey, shout out AQM.
Yeah, I'm excited.
I am so excited what he's going to bring tonight because he was unbelievable on Thanksgiving.
Yeah, I don't know. He kind of fell out of the sky. Like, I don't know. Apparently, he was just chilling in free agency, and then you pick him up against the Titans, the dude gets 9 pressure.
When are we going to have this conversation? These guys that they pick up, like
studs.
Pat O'Connor, like he's a guy that's later in his career. Like there are I'm not meaning a lot later, but like he's been playing in the league looking for it.
AQM too. Yeah.
Think about the commish. The commish came over and he was struggling trying to figure something out. Comes into this AG defense. Hey, things turn around. There's like a lot of players that come into this defense and they make a name for themselves. And you have an opportunity. What are you going to do with it? And they come out and do it. And AQM, like he did. James Houston did it his first year. And obviously a couple years, injuries and all that didn't work out. But like we've seen guys come into this this team and this defense and make plays.
Yep.
So like those guys, you know what? And Jamal Adams, like honestly, I know he's been injured.
I'm excited, man.
He's been injured. He's at that part of his career that you see some guys come in Detroit and start making plays and turn their career around a little bit. And hey, that's a piece on this defense.
I think Jamal's gonna succeed here, and define however you want to define succeed. I don't think the dude's gonna be like a Pro Bowler, but you get my point. All right, not like ball out and be surprise everyone. But I think because what AG is gonna ask of him, he will be able to do. AG is gonna ask him to play the run. He can do that. Get after the quarterback. He can do that. Guard some tight ends at times. He can do that. Like he's not gonna be asked to like. Do things he can't do, which that's why I do love AG. I think in the role Jamal Adams will play here in Detroit, I think it'll be a little different than the role he was playing earlier in his career because he's probably asked to do a lot more. He will succeed. So I am excited to see Jamal Williams. I think you put him at linebacker, probably him. I don't know if you might see Quan today. I'm not sure with that. Yeah. David Long, you'll see a little bit. I'm excited to see a little collection of guys. Ben Neiman.
Did they sign Quan on the active roster?
I think he's on the practice squad.
And he was not on the list today. They got elevated.
So you won't see him yet.
Elevated today, and I can bring this up here. I'll bring it up here, fellas, real quick because there was.
Well, actually, Quan they poached off a practice squad. So I don't know if why would you bring him from practice squad to practice squad? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
he might be on the active roster
because I know he was coming off an injury. Maybe they're just trying to tune him up a little bit before they get him going. But
don't quote me on that. But
okay,
because I don't know because the Broncos were pissed that the Lions signed him off their practice squad. So I don't know why they could just sign him back if he was on our practice squad. You know what I'm saying?
So here's an update.
I'm not sure. I don't. Again, Quan is active. Juice Talks Football. I don't know.
He's active? We'll figure that out.
Makes sense.
I'll throw this up, though, today. The moves that the Lions made, they about 3 or 4 hours ago, elevated Jamal Adams and as well as Mitchell Agude. And you guys know Agude was good in the preseason. And I think he played a couple snaps regular season. Mitchell Agude can get to the quarterback in that Sam spot.
I like Agude, too.
And I know Nowaski's been playing that spot. You guys know me. I'm a big Nowaski guy. But Agude's a good guy to fill in. Get more reps. If Muhammad needs reps, you could throw a Goude at edge and let him just go to work. And he puts pressure. And then they signed Maurice Alexander to the active roster. So Maurice Alexander probably returning kicks for them. It would be my guess if he got re-signed again. Obviously, I think they're just going to every week drop Maurice Alexander, let him go through waivers, and then bring him back to the active roster until Khalif gets back.
Yeah, they're doing.
Imagine being Maurice Alexander.
Yeah, that'd be tough.
Yeah.
That'd be tough. Okay, back to Jamal Adams for 1 second. Okay. Actually, first off,
All right.
Quan Alexander. What are people saying in the chat? Is he ready
He's
to
active.
go?
Yeah, people are saying he's active.
Because I think we signed him off the.
Because Kiara says Quan is on the active roster because he was poached. Yeah,
Yes,
that makes total
yes,
sense.
yes.
You're not going to sign a guy from practice squad to your practice squad. You
So
know what I'm
yes, excited to see Quan Alexander. But when it comes to Jamal Adams, what Jamal Adams did in the beginning of his career where he was really good, Brian Branch does that right now.
Yeah.
So he's not going to have to do that anymore. He's not going to have to play in coverage. He could just be a football player, playing in the box, stopping the run, getting to the quarterback, and like you said, maybe he'll have to guard Tucker Kraft a couple times. But man, I'm excited. We're not going to see Pro Bowl. We're not going to see All Pro Jamal Adams, but we're definitely going to see a good version of him because AG is going to put him in the best spot to succeed.
Agreed.
Yeah, so I'm looking at it right here, active roster on the Detroit Lions website. You're looking at number 10, Quan Alexander. So, yeah.
I'm guys, I don't know what.
And he wasn't on the
maybe it's
inactive
Klotz.
list.
Maybe Klotz got to me a little bit, but I've been watching a lot. I like Quan a lot.
He's good.
I like Quan. I know
He's
he's
a
the only
playmaker,
thing.
man.
I made a video about him, and I kind of broke it more down. The only thing that does concern me, he's had some, just like Tim Patrick, had some, tough injuries. He's not Tim Patrick.
But if he's healthy, he can play. And he's healthy.
Yeah, he's coming off the. That's why he played this year with the Broncos. He was coming off an Achilles tear.
Oh,
but
hold on.
we know what he is when he's healthy. He's a solid linebacker. Very solid linebacker.
Hey, why don't we get after a little bit on a Thursday?
Yeah,
huh?
we got a whole 2 buckets.
Real American beer, man.
let's
Shout out
go.
to people over at
Let's
Real
go.
American beer.
Hey, cheers, boys. Hold on. Let me get this up.
I just talked to the fellas over at Real American yesterday.
Cheers, boys.
They're over in New York. I think they were in Texas, El Paso, too, yesterday. Unbelievable. Shout out to people, Real American beer, man. Shout out to Hub.
If we, and by the way, Klotz and Gentry just got here. You're going to see what Klotz is. He got a makeover today.
Oh my gosh,
he got a makeover today. So you'll see it on the watch party. So stay tuned for that.
Forgot all about it.
He got
Mr. Iafrate.
Oh yeah, that's the Don. That's the Don.
Yeah,
right
we
there.
don't want to mess with him.
Yeah,
That's
He'll swim with the fishes if you piss him off. But Klotz, you got to make over.
I've swam with fish. I've swam in a pond.
No,
before.
I don't think you're getting me. He'll swim with the fishes.
No, I swim with the fishes.
He'll swim with the fishes.
Swim with the fishes. No Nemo.
shout out Benji. He said, "Let's fucking get it, Hefe." Appreciate
Let's
you, Benji,
go,
for joining.
baby.
I haven't seen. Hey, Benji's tuning in. Haven't seen him in a while. That's dope. Appreciate you, Benji.
I'm pumped up. I'm starting to get a little juiced
Let me
up.
ask you guys this, because we'll talk some offense, but I like this question because answers could vary. Who's your defensive MVP tonight?
Oh,
at the end of the game. Who do you
this is a good question.
Who do you think's a defensive?
You know
MVP?
who actually has
I
a big
have two.
game? I have one, and I don't think you guys can deny it. And I think you guys, when I say it, it's over.
Oh my God, it's over. Okay.
There's one man who got ejected in Lambeau Field
That's
in the first quarter.
Yeah.
There is a man that is out for blood
He's
today.
ticked off.
He's not happy. He's arguably the best safety in the entire NFL.
So he's arguably the best.
Defensive
Defensive
player.
All
player.
right,
Football.
guys. All right.
Give me Brian Branch as a defensive MVP. I
like
think he
it.
goes out there, and I think this is one of those games, fellas, where you see Brian Branch all over the field, everywhere. And if you guys want to know something crazy, and I'll throw this out there.
Sure.
Throw it.
Booner Betts is coming up later. Not even going to wait for Booner Betts. By the way, get this off my screen. What are we doing here? What are we doing here?
All right, go on.
Shout out to
No. You're going.
This is what I'm going to do this year. I'm 5 for 7 on the year.
Yep.
I've missed my last 2. I started 5 for 5. Interception bets. Caleb, you gave me one earlier
Sure,
today.
and he gave me a thumbs down. I said Terry Arnold gave me a thumbs down.
He didn't like
Caleb,
He didn't like the
I'm
Terry
going to do
Arnold.
this live in front of you right now.
Sure.
Oh,
I'm going to
no.
do this live in front of you
I think.
now.
I mean, based on what he just said, I think we might know.
Look,
who it
and
is.
I'm not saying
live in front of you right now. Oh, I got to log in. Hold on. Live in front.
You're live
There
interception
was one
bet.
player, guys. I have been absolutely I've been the hottest interception gambler in the planet. The hottest.
Yeah, that's true.
And guess what we're doing today, Caleb?
Who we think?
Who is that?
Oh,
What's his name?
Want me to say his name?
my
Say his name. I want you to say it loud and proud.
Yeah.
Motherfucking Branch.
Yep.
What did I just do?
Plus 500 to record an interception.
Bet is in. Brian Branch with the takeaway today,
That's
guys.
solid.
It is a redemption game
it's a
for him
solid bet.
after getting knocked out of the game. Not knocked out, ejected for the worst penalty in NFL history. Brian Branch comes today. He said when Kirby got that pick 6 for Jordan Love, he said that was my play. That was supposed to be me.
Yeah.
That was my play call. The only reason Kirby got that is because I got ejected. Tonight, Brian Branch gets his revenge on Jordan Love. Give me plus 500. Brian Branch again. Everyone in the chat right now, and I want everyone to do this. If you're gambling on the game tonight, do it responsibly.
Always.
But if you are, go to your sports book right now, open your phone up, put the bet in, and when you do, let me know in the chat. I want to see how many people we have tailing this bet.
Yeah, because people don't. What's your record on the year?
5-7.
That's pretty good.
No, 5-2. 5-2.
For
Sorry.
calling, I would say 5
out of 7. 5 out of 7.
That's what I thought you meant.
5-2. 5-2. We're up a lot.
5 out of 7. That's a pretty good interception.
We're probably up
call
like
right there.
15, 20 units because it's an interception bet. It's plus 500. I got one, I think, at plus 800 at one point.
I'll tell you my defensive MVP. This is a guy I went on Honolulu Blues podcast and said it. I think the defensive MVP of this game is going to be Captain Jack Campbell. I think Jack not only will lead your team in tackles, I think he might even get a sack today. They're going to need him to blitz some linebackers, help out the defensive line. I think Jack's going to be all over the field, helping out in the run game, helping out in the pass game. Maybe in his zone, Tucker Kraft comes in there. Let him know.
All right.
Let him know. It's your field, Jack. All right? And you're the young man. You're the guy. You're the future of this linebacker core. I'm going to go with Captain Jack today, defensive MVP.
I love both those picks. Actually, Jeff, that was mine, but I'll pick a new one. I'll say this about Brian Branch and Jack Campbell, kind of.
Yep.
And that kind of ties into my pick. I said this on the Twitter Spaces. With all these injuries, your superstars on defense have to be superstars tonight. They have to make big level plays, and Ali McNeil is going to do that tonight. With everybody hurt on the defensive line, your big money man is going to have to make plays. He's going to have to get to the quarterback. He's going to have to stop the run. I think Ali McNeil has a big game.
I think Ali
McNeil has a big game. I think Jack Campbell has a big game. And you know what?
Are you doing it?
No.
And you know what?
He's putting his money where his
You
mouth
know
is.
Who's riding with me?
On what? Which bet? You got a lot of bets here.
This one here.
The Brian Branch?
Brian Branch. Hey, Jordan Love, your worst nightmare.
It's a great one.
Your worst nightmare tonight. Your worst nightmare. Brian Branch. Your worst nightmare. Worst nightmare.
Oh.
Okay. Go ahead. What do we got? Oh, it's Juice Talks Football. He's
first career.
No. Boone hates
Boone
that.
didn't like that
I said that
one.
earlier, and he hated it.
It's just
he said, no. I hear this every week.
Juice Talks Football. Hey, appreciate you tuning in. This is a thing, though, and if you
explain.
If you're new to the show, hey, welcome. Hit the subscribe button. Like the show. We have been on this show. What is it? What are Lions 11-1? This is week 13, week 14 now.
How many weeks did me and
14?
I call it
13 weeks.
I've been calling it every week.
I have heard every single week. Hey, TA first interception. TA for
Zadarius Smith minus 104.
I took it. By the way, too,
I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're all good. On the stream tonight, we're all riding the same bets tonight, which is exciting. I'll give out the bets that we're all going to ride. We've taken, what is it? What's the word? And shout out to Caleb. He had a constructive criticism. Just like Dan Campbell, AG, those guys.
Yeah, you got to reflect.
You got to reflect. Look in the mirror.
Yep.
We heard the chat. We tell you what, you guys might think, Booner, I hate the chat. So I love everyone in the chat. Caleb said, hey, this is what the chat said last week. We might have been gambling too much on the game. I'll just put it
responsibly.
Responsibly.
But
people, we were talking about bets too much.
Yeah,
which is fair.
So this is the resolution. We are taking the same bets across the board. We'll be cheering for one bet, and we'll be locked into the Lions game today.
Yeah, and
I'll give out the bets later.
Guys, I'll say this. I said it a couple times these past couple weeks. I know we did talk a lot about bets, but there's nothing we want more than a Lions W. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if they win by 1 or 1 million. It doesn't matter if they cover. We just want to see W's in the win column. And and we're gonna get one tonight, man. And I'm fucking excited.
By the way, Derek Lash gifted 5 Crunch Time.
There we go,
Derek.
Shout out, Derek.
W, Derek. We appreciate you. We appreciate hey, give them back to the people. That's big time.
Yes,
Chip
sir.
God said
Shout out,
Branch
Derek.
legacy player of the game. Not legacy player interception. One of the 2 plays that the whole group's gonna be riding is the Booners lay of the day, and everyone's gonna be on the legacy player.
Yeah, absolutely.
So and we have a first touchdown scorer too.
We'll get to that.
From Gentry.
Hey, let's talk a little bit about the offense here, okay? We'll start with no Taylor Decker.
Yep.
Dan Big Skip, playing another one. All right, here we go. He started a couple games this year. No Taylor Decker. We'll start with kind of what your expectations is for this offense. I think for me, the running backs today are integral. David Montgomery, I expect him to have a game. He always does against NFC North opponents. He's so used to playing them already. Jameer's been on a hot streak. So those 2 are going to have to do some work today. And I know for a fact, Dan Skipper, as much as you can criticize him in the pass game, we know what he is as a run blocker. That guy is a mauler. He's a huge man who likes to, put his hands on you.
Yep.
Yeah, I said that. Okay, that's what he does. He likes to get a little physical.
Yo.
All right, so I expect Dan Skipper to go out there and be the absolute mauler he is. I expect this run game to get going. And honestly, I do think Jared, he's going to get his. I think he's going to. I mean, we talked about it, on Wednesday or Tuesday, we did the overs.
Yep.
I think over passing yards for Jared Goff. I also think one thing, and we'll get to Amon-Ra in a second, because Amon-Ra is getting that, he's pissed off a little bit. Xavier McKinney's talking that trash. But I think we're going to see one thing today.
What's that?
A JMO bomb. I think we see a JMO bomb
I hope
today.
so.
Every prime time.
We haven't seen. I mean, it's like last game he had 5 for 28. He still hit the over on the 25 yards we had in the parlay, but it wasn't a JMO game. Today we're going to see that 40-yard over the top. Packers are without Jair and Corey Ballantyne, 2 corners. That's how I think it's going to happen with JMO. I think JMO is going to have an over-the-top play here. Maybe, you know what? Maybe on Xavier McKinney.
Oh.
Xavier goes to intercept it, just misses it. JMO, touchdown.
Yeah.
Maybe points at him. Who knows?
Yeah, I mean,
I'm do it all.
I think this is going to be a big game for. I know the Packers defense is good. They're very good.
Solid
actually.
defense.
They're good. They're a good
too.
defense. But I think this is going to be a big day for the Lions offense. I think this is going to be everybody eats. I think Ben Johnson's going to show them everything in their playbook. I think we're going to see some linemen touch the ball. I think we're going to see. Look, he might try to get Zadarius Smith in the fucking end zone because it's his former team. I think we're going to see some crazy shit out of Ben Johnson. Today, I think the running backs are going to eat. Like you said, David Montgomery does really well against NFC North opponents. He's a dog. I think he finds the end zone. I think JMO catches a bomb. And look, me and Jeff are kind of talking pregame or before the show. Ben Johnson heard what Xavier McKinney said about Amon-Ra St. Brown, and he's not going to let that shit fly.
No,
he's not going to let that shit fly. This is going to be a big game for Amon-Ra St. Brown. And all these guys going off, if that means, Sam Laporta might have to take a little backseat, if Tim Patrick might have to take a little backseat, that's fine. But Amon-Ra, J-Mo, Gibbs, Monty, JG, big games, big game for the offense.
Like I know Amon-Ra typically against the Packers. You check at his game logs, he's averaging a first down a catch. Yeah. But the yards, he's always around 50 to 70.
I think this one's different.
He's had 100-yard game in his career against the Packers. This one, no.
It's
got more juice behind it.
It feels different. And this ties in. I'm sorry to interrupt.
No,
you,
this
ties in because I've been wanting to say this. This is a real rivalry. You don't see a lot of there was some
not
good,
in the NFL.
Not in the NFL. There was some in the NBA, but those are fucking ruined because the NBA is not great anymore. But I mean, the Packers Lions. This is a real rivalry, and you're gonna see 110% out of all these guys.
Yep.
And it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be chippy. It's gonna be hard-nosed football, and I'm excited. And that ties right into they're gonna feed Amon-Ra because Amon-Ra's gonna be juiced up. Fuck Xavier McKinney. He has no clue what he's talking about. But yeah, man, I'm excited.
I am too.
I'm excited.
I think this is going to be an offensive. I think it's going to be an offensive game. I think it's going to be an offensive game. I really do. I think the Lions. You said this best, Boone, and honestly, when you said it, it like clicked. Lions score 30, they win. I just don't. Even though I do expect yards, obviously, from the Packers, I expect them to score. I don't think they get to 30. I just don't see that in Ford Field. Lions, and they've scored. They're averaging what a game? I mean, let's start there. Probably
30,
like
the points.
Yeah, like a game as a team.
30.9. Are
you serious?
The Lions?
Yeah,
they're like 30.9.
So they hit their average, they win.
Yeah,
that's where I'm at.
If you play your game, you win.
That's seriously. That's where I'm at with this whole thing. Now, Jeff Iafrate, Steve Wildes brings him up, the defensive coordinator for the Packers. He's been better. He's been getting better. He's been a solid defensive coordinator. But guys, I mean, the Lions put up 30. I know they don't have as much, as good a personnel on Brian Flores. Yeah. I mean, and that was on the road.
And that was that game, guys. Like that was one where everyone is, Ben Johnson.
That was
Brian
the matchup.
Flores.
Yeah.
It was like, okay, this is interesting, guys. They 24 on the road versus the Packers in the rain and a monsoon, basically. I remember seeing fans posting videos, and it was pouring rain, and you put 24 points on them. You scored 24. That's why today it's like, hey, you stick to the run game. You let this play action open up. I think DeMont and Gibbs have a big game offensively. I think once that starts opening up and you start running it down their throats, then you know what's going to happen? That box is going to get loaded up. It's going to get loaded up, and then that's when you get the JMO. Boom. And honestly, I wouldn't be shocked. I'm going to wait. I just wouldn't be shocked if, like, first possession, Packers and that defense instantly, boom, let's load the box up. Like, we know when we have to stop the run to set them up. Instantly, if I'm Ben Johnson, first possession, boom, take a shot. Let them know, hey, let's set the tone here. Yeah, I want to be shocked.
I mean, the run game's important, guys, for a simple fact, time of possession. If you have an offense that you know is going to score points in the Packers, keep them off the field. Are they going to keep them off the field for the entire game? No, obviously not. But if you can dominate time possession, or not even, you don't have to dominate, but at least win it by like a decent margin, just take control, have these like long drives, you know, and if you do get a one-play TD for J-Mo, okay, cool. But the run game today, that's why I'm talking about it so much. I expect those two to have a big day. They did it against the Bears. They had like 200 yards combined, all purpose. I think the running backs today got to be important because you establish, obviously, you dominate time possession, or it'll benefit you, and also you're keeping Jordan Love and them guys off the field.
Yeah.
The thing I don't want to see today, and I know it'll happen. You're gonna punt, maybe not, but I expect him to punt at some point. I don't want these 3 and outs.
Exactly. Yep.
You go back 3 and out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or do get a first down 3 and out. Like let's sustain some drives here, score points.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. That's what I was just going to say. No wasted possessions today.
No.
If you're gonna punt, or if you're gonna go for a field goal, make it like make it like a 3 or 4 minute drive. Like get something going. I'm not saying this has been a problem for the Lions offense, but in this game specifically, with so many injuries on the defensive side against such a big team, you can't have wasted possessions. And you know, if you get the ball with a minute 30 left, Ben Johnson has done this a couple times. Minute 30 left, like going into the second half, be aggressive, go for the end zone.
Yeah.
You're going to need as many points as you can.
It honestly
against
could
team.
be the difference today.
Yeah.
Like every point's going to matter. I don't even care. I saw someone in the chat put it, and I want to bring it up because it's a great point. I don't know who exactly brought it up, but basically, right here, Juice Talks Football. Just win. I don't care. Just win. I don't care about a statement. Winning is the statement. Same about how I felt on Saturday against OSU. Yeah. That's a great point. Just win the game. Win
Can we
by
have
one.
this conversation real quick?
Care.
Because and this isn't at you or anyone. We started having the conversation with the Bears, and not just us, but everyone started questioning a little bit. Hey, what's going on with the Lions? That second half, does that worry you? I watched all these people around the city of Detroit
right.
Be like, hey, I'm a little nervous after seeing that second half. Guys, we're just spoiled at that point. Like, just spoiled with good football. Like, you're the best team in the NFL. Think about the injuries you had in the second half last week, and the fact that you were able to get those Zadarius Smiths, the sack at the end of the game, 2 of them down the stretch, and you're able to come out with the win. Like, a normal Lions team in the past is not getting that win.
No.
Never.
They'll be on the other side of that.
And you're down 18 players last week in the second half, and you still go out there and get the win. Guys, like, that's where it's like, hey, we do have to understand a little bit, especially in divisional play versus the Bears. Like, we saw the 2 Bears games last year. You had to have an insane comeback last year versus Chicago Bears at home to win. And then the second game you lose on the road. That's divisional football in the NFL.
Bears have done that to a lot of teams too.
Yes.
They play close.
And then divisional, like look at the AFC North in division. Look at the NFC North in division. Like, when you play a divisional game, it's tough. Today, I don't want to hear anyone, like, maybe if there's some turnovers, we could have a little, like, hey, or defensively, if there's some big plays that are made, and you're like, yeah, we need to get guys back. But if they find a way to win this game by 1 point, man, if they win this game 11-10, and I don't know, you'd have to get 3 field goals in the safety.
It's like it could be the ugliest game.
The worst
Vikings, Raiders.
Yes.
3-0.
I do not care. Man, I do not care. As long as you win the game tonight, you are down 18 players on IR. That's not even counting the guys that are just on the injury report. Yeah. Like, you just go out there and win the game.
You don't get extra style points.
You're gonna give up points. You're gonna give up yards. Jared Goff. I mean, these guys, you potentially knock on wood. You know, you might see turnovers. This team is beat up now. It is win week by week. It's like I opened up the show with. I don't just win football games. There was someone in our Caleb. You were there. The Allen guy, shout out Allen if you're watching, that was in our space today, saying, hey, maybe you should rest guys and get guys healthy and don't worry about the 1 seed. No, you play football and win football games. And that week by week, that's what you're doing today.
Yep. I see Purple Prince. He says if we win the game, the Packers are closed out of the division race. It's that simple.
You win. You win today.
It's done.
I think you have like an 80% chance of 90% chance of winning the division. I can pull this up.
We're gonna need some help though.
You can go. I'm gonna pull this up. I'll pull it up.
And shout out Sean Murphy, who was in our Twitter space today. He kind of brought up the question, like, when do all these injuries become like unsustainable? Like when too much. And as good of a team as we are, probably the best in the NFL, with all these injuries, at one point it might have to be survive and advance.
Yeah,
that's it, dude.
Like this week, it could be the ugliest game ever, but if you win, fuck it. Yeah. That's a W. That's a W against a really good divisional opponent. So if we win and it's ugly, who cares? W. I'm not saying that's how the game's going to go. 'Cause like I said,
if it does.
I think this offense is going to roll today. I just have a good feeling. I got a good feeling that we might put up 40 on these fucking cheeseheads.
You know
I
what?
love it.
Why
I
not?
love it.
This might be what's the spread? 3.5. Alt line 30.5. I'm just kidding. I'm
You
just
know
kidding.
what?
But I
I
think
wanna-
this offense is going to roll today. But for some reason, if it is ugly and we come out with a W, who gives a fuck?
You know what? What's the most points scored in a game?
I
I don't care what it is. I don't care. One more point than the most point. This offense today, they're going to come out. Dan Skipper is going to have a couple pancakes, and I'm not talking about breakfast. He's going to go out. Hey, he's going to go out there and give some guys the business. So Penei Sewell, hell, why not him? Get in the end zone.
Whoa! Hey now.
Pay dirt for Penei. Hey, pay dirt for Penei. How about that?
Hey now.
Get that shit trending.
Wait. You did not just do that.
We saw him throwing. We saw him.
He just did it.
I didn't say it. We don't. What are you talking about?
No. It's
I'm just
fine.
stating.
It's fine. I
don't
kinda
give it
like
away.
it.
No, I'm going to now.
I didn't.
You can't let you take credit for calling that out.
No, I said why not? Why not today?
Did he just take credit, underground credit?
I
That's
didn't
No,
say.
no,
I'm
no,
not.
that's
No,
not
no,
what
I'm not predicting.
all right. If people want to know, I found a bet today.
It's-
Penei Sewell to score a touchdown, anytime touchdown.
Say with your chest.
Penei Sewell, anytime touchdown, rushing, receive, anytime touchdown, plus 2,500. Go take it. He's getting in the end zone today.
All right, I'm gonna be honest. Yeah,
He's getting in the end zone today.
I
I
hope-
brought him to the fellas. I said, trust circle.
Yeah.
They want Penei to get in the end zone today. They're going to find
Honestly,
a way.
he could score in any way. I mean, he could throw the passing touchdown.
That might be it. This might be one of those bets where it's like one of the boys to pull me to the side and say, "Hey, Booner, you might be betting too much."
No.
It's like
No.
This might be.
I
This might be your time,
saw it
Booner.
on there. You showed me it. You said, Jeff, look at this. I'll give you credit. You're the one who pointed it out. I said, what does Vegas know?
He tried to squeeze that one out a little bit. No,
I never predicted it. I just said, why not today? You know what I mean? I'm not. Honestly, if I want my honest opinion, I don't think he scores today. I'll just say that. If you want my, you open up that.
Love that because
that's my opinion.
Love that.
So
So
don't
there.
say you were going to say something rude.
No,
you
no.
were going to say something mean, Boone.
what
You were
I
going
was
to say
going to
something rude.
say.
You were going to say something
you know,
Hey, that's just my opinion.
He's
But
rude. You were going to say something rude.
am I going to root for it? Absolutely. Absolutely.
Jinx.
Hey, there's a lot of mouths to feed on this offense, and Penei Sewell is not one of them. He's
He
now
might-
an
did you put the
offensive
bet in?
weapon. Of course I put the bet in, brother. Of course I put the bet in.
I think
Little
he could.
sprinkle.
Could even throw it. He could even
Little
throw it to you.
sprinkle.
Dude, well, they wanted him to last
He
game.
can catch it. He could run it in, or he can throw it. You know what I mean?
Cryptomania said he's been throwing bombs though, bro.
the JMO catch.
Wait, can he throw one and we cash or
No, it's just rushing
Oh,
or receiving.
Dude, could you imagine
But there's
that?
going to be one of those times where
He
guys,
talks.
typically
That's what's
typically
gonna happen.
Taylor Decker's the one that's going out and doing it.
Yeah.
They're not going to have Skip out there. Like they did have him lined up in slot one time. But if you're trusting Skip or Penei, you're letting Penei run out there and get one.
Well, now that Skip's at left tackle with Taylor Decker out, they've been playing Sewell as that skip position. You know what I mean? Like the extra tackle, like he'll go in motion. And I think they bring Yodi out when Sewell plays that, like, it's like, I don't even know what it is. It's that skip position where Sewell goes in motion and whatever. That's just Ben Johnson being a genius. And I wouldn't be surprised if they try to give him the football today. They did last week. It was the greatest loss of yardage play in NFL history.
That's true.
And I think today there's a chance, and this is crazy that we're talking about this right now, that our offensive tackle is going to get in the end zone. But hey, that's Ben Johnson. That's the Detroit Lions. It's getting too fucking easy for us, guys.
Once
we
Penei-
got to get our tackle in the end zone somehow. He's the best player in football. We got to reward him.
I mean, the fact that a touchdown by one of the best tackles, if not the best tackle in football, is on any bet. Most betting, I don't know if it's on everyone, but most betting apps, it's on there. There's no tackles that have that. You know what I mean? That sounds like something. It's like, oh, every team's tackle can
special,
score
man.
today. He's
special.
different. He's different. He's built different. And speaking of Mullen, you know, like I mentioned, Skipper, Penei's gonna do some work in there in the both pass game and run game today. They got a good defensive front.
Can you help me out?
So
Try
it's
and
gonna
get
be
this out?
it's gonna be a good test.
Yeah, you can send that to me, bro.
Let's see. Jane Doe says Yodi's inactive. Flathead Frank, Yodi's inactive. Okay, that's fair. Yodi is inactive. Cryptomania says, bro, Booner, it's 1:20 a.m. when the game starts. I'm in UK at the moment. Well, Cryptomania, if you're staying up there,
Cryptomania,
go.
let's go. It's 1:20 a.m. in UK. Wow.
That means the game won't be over till like 4.
Watch it all the way from the
almost 4 a.m.
United Kingdom. I would love to go over there.
Boys,
That'd be
take a
sick.
trip.
Yeah, but it's so condensed on the. You know what I mean?
Tricky Rick says,
Oh, I have an idea.
if-
I have an idea. Oh, great idea. Okay, sorry. on me.
Tricky Rick says if the Pack does not take advantage of the game tonight, their season's basically over. I mean, online
Season's not over.
Well, the NFC North, I would say, would agree with that. But online sports talk, I would love to see Sewell get the ball on the goal line, pound it in for a rushing TD. I mean, I love it, guys.
People want it. Ben Johnson, if you're listening right now, if you guys are playing this in the locker room pregame, get Penei Sewell in the end zone, man. Get him in the end zone. There's
if that dude gets the ball and just leaps,
oh my god,
he's 6'5", he's getting it.
What about like a tush push with Penei?
He's getting it.
What position do you guys think Penei Sewell played when he was in like 7th grade?
Probably running back.
Tight end.
I mean, there's
big fella, tight end.
He was probably the fastest player on the field. He was the strongest, the biggest.
He's an athlete. I mean, that's what he is, essentially.
And you know, we talk about all these injuries too. Shout out Penei Sewell. That man is always healthy. He is so reliable. And I know we just signed Deck to an extension. I love Decker. He's been really good for us. He's been here since the beginning of the regime, even before it. But Sewell is probably the left tackle of the future when they move him over after Decker's gone.
Yep.
There's not a more reliable guy in the NFL than Penei Sewell.
Yep.
And there's not a better guy at the position than Penei Sewell. Shout out, man. He's the I've said it. I think non-quarterback, because I think Mahomes is probably still the best player in football. I think Penei Sewell, non-quarterback, is the best player in the NFL. Truly, I do think that.
Yeah, he's incredible. He really is.
You don't agree with that?
No, dude, Penei is, man. Man is elite.
Booner's like, I don't know about that.
It looked like you didn't agree.
Have you met Giovanni Manu? Have you met him?
True.
No, I'm just kidding.
My bad, Giovanni Manu.
You know what? Use him. I want to use him like the skipper role. He's a big fella.
Yeah,
he might be
he's inactive today, though.
But in the future, start activating that, man. He's 6'8", 350. You don't think he can motion, throw him in the run game a little bit?
Yeah, and you traded up for him in the 3rd round. There's definitely a plan.
Hey, I like
it. Maybe he's just not ready.
I'll tell you guys what. You guys want to be honest with you? Just let Penei, or not Penei, let Manu develop.
Janu. No, you're right. All right. Well, we got about 13 minutes left. I want to, after you're done there, Boone, I'll read some comments. I'll get to the people, and then we'll get to Booner's bets, and then we're going to talk about our final scores and kind of go through that, how we expect the game to go. Let's see. Steve Wild says, let J-Mo return punts. Just don't fumble, J-Mo. I'm going to be honest, Steve, and this is where me and you disagree. Jason Wiggins, 6'8", 350, no gut. There you go. I love that. This is where me and you disagree. I don't know if I want J-Mo returning punts. I don't know if I want Amon-Ra St. Brown returning punts.
J-Mo's been like begging them
Actually, to Steve, I will say this. Situationally, I wouldn't mind J-Mo.
Yeah.
Like 4th quarter, you need a big gain. I would put him in there. But to be your punt returner for the game, I don't.
But is that the time you want to do it? Really? I know,
tied game, 4th quarter, something like that.
Yeah, but a guy, he hasn't caught a punt all year. I know he did. I know he was a kick returner in college at Bama, and he was great at it. But I don't know. I just don't.
I saw speaking of Juice Talks Football, his comment. I've seen Taron Arnold return punts at training camp. That he was doing that, practicing that. So I don't know. Maybe he's got a future there. But yeah, I'm with you. I don't know if I want to see that just for injury. But we saw Amon-Ra do it and bang his knee up. And the next game, he was on the injury report. Yeah. He ended up playing, but for his banged up knee. I don't want to see that with James. I don't want to see any of these guys get hurt. You need them for the stretch here for the season. That's why you have Maurice. That's why you have Khalil Dorsey. Sione Vaki. You have so many more options. I know they're not as explosive as J-Mo, but that's just to me like the smarter approach. You want to save him. That's where I'm at with it.
I mean, I would love to see Sione Vaki do it. And I'd like to see him get I know there's really no room for him on the offense. Maybe get him a kick return, a punt return. I know Craig Reynolds has done a good job. Khalil Dorsey has done a good job on kick return. I just want to see Sione Vaki get the football.
Me too. He's made. Watch him at Utah. The guy, he's dynamic with the football in his hands. Yeah. There's no doubt about that. And again, Full State Farm says as long as Ben Johnson doesn't get cute, they should be able to win this shootout. Yeah, I mean that's the thing. I like seeing the Penei touchdown conversation. It's fun, but there's times.
Okay, I see. Listen,
man, just whoa.
Go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead.
I just don't want. We have these times where we'll be doing these watch parties, and we're like, okay, you're getting a little too cute. It's like tied game.
I agree with that.
But I don't mind trick plays. I don't mind that. It's just when you're forcing it and getting a little ridiculous. It's kind of like I'm smarter than you. I'll show you. Sometimes that gets a little and shit backfires.
I do think there is
a
sense.
It doesn't. I agree with you, but it never backfires, man. And never these trick plays, they never backfire. They're effective. They always work.
3rd and 1, they'll drop back and do something, cute, and then lose a yard and they punt.
Sure,
it's like just run up the middle.
Sure.
Listen.
Stop being cute.
Exactly
all right?
Yeah, you're exactly right.
Fellas, tonight is one of those games. It's one of those games where you're going to be in a battle. I've said it a couple times throughout the year because at different points in a season, you get in spots to where, hey, this is a must score. This is hey, you need to win this football game. You need to give everything you have. It was the same thing last week, or honestly, it's been different weeks. It was like when Michigan, Ohio State this week. When Michigan's like about to win the game and the offensive, all they need to go down and score or just hold the ball. I'm like, hey, Sharon Moore, everything you have, every trick play you have in your bag, you use everything right now. Today is a chance to, one, have an opportunity to pull away on the division, and two, make a statement that you're the best team in the NFL, and three, that one seed is looking you right in the face. This is one of those games, Thursday Night Football versus a divisional opponent, where you can lock up or almost lock up the NFC North. You have everything. You pull everything out, especially with the injuries you have defensively. Your offense has to buzz. If there's opportunities to run trick plays and do this and do that, go for it on fourth down, you end it. You end it. You finish the job. And that's what I think Ben and Dan, I think it's like Dallas. Remember Dallas? Dan said everything we had, we're doing everything. I think this is one of those games where all these injuries, everything, Dan's like, hey, Ben, everything you have, we throw it out there tonight. We're winning this football game.
I want to get to your bets, Boone, and then we'll get the final scores. What do you got for that? I mean, you mentioned it earlier, the interception bet, but we need to know your legacy player, the Booner's lay, maybe some singles.
Yeah,
revolving around that legacy player. What do you got?
All right, let me pull this up here. I'm gonna have to go through this very, very, very smoothly. We'll do singles first. So if you guys say on the watch party, so where everything isn't hectic and all of that for the people, hey, because we listen to feedback. What is it, Jeff? Constructive criticism. What else did you say?
Criticism.
Look yourself.
Reflect.
You have to reflect.
Self-reflection.
We are all riding the same 3 bets for this game. The Booner's lay of the day, legacy player, and we have a first touchdown score from Unk that we'll give out. But I'll start off with my single plays. First single play of the day, running back. Jeff, I've played this 2 of the last 3 weeks, and he's been hitting it. I don't think he hit it last week. It was just short. Jameer Gibbs, 100-plus yards total, plus 125, fellas. Feels like that's a very, very, very good bet to take. I'm all in on that. Obviously, I gave out the Brian Branch interception, sprinkled on the Panay touchdown. I do have today, guys, I have Detroit Lions. I've said it a couple times. We've talked about it throughout the show. The Detroit Lions win this football game. You score 30 points, you win this game. 30 points, game's over. Detroit Lions team total over 27.5.
Like
defensively, Zadarius Smith, sack, minus 102. That's a lot, Caleb. Put that one in there. I'll skip that one. Jamison Williams over 49.5 yards, fellas. Deep ball. He's going to get 50 yards today. Last week, around 20-something. This man's going to go over
back.
49.5 is a low line for him because that's 3 catches. That's 1 catch, and he can break it off. Even if it's not a deep ball, J-Mo just one move, boom, he's gone. So J-Mo over 49.5. I'll leave that one for a different time. And then I also have, hold on. Taking this. Defensively.
I like that.
I'm not going to give the whole thing out, but I'm going to give one because I'm going to play it singly. Jack Campbell. It is even money for Jack Campbell over 7.5 tackles. Over 7.5 tackles for Jack Campbell. I have the Jameer Gibbs one there. And then Jared Goff, 2+ passing touchdowns. Those are my single plays.
I like that.
Single plays. So just to go over the singles again, if you're still tuning in here, 2 Jared Goff touchdowns. Jack Campbell, single over 7.5 tackles. Jamison Williams, over 49.5 yards. I did do a J-Mo touchdown, by the way. I sprinkled it on. Zadarius Smith, sack, minus 102. Detroit Lions, team total over 27.5. And Jameer Gibbs, 100 all-purpose yards.
Love it.
Those are the singles that I have today.
Yep, I love it.
4 or 5 of them. If we go 4-1, if we go 5-0 or 6-0, love it. We're locked in. Booner's lay of the day. Are you guys ready? That's not it.
Oh, I'm ready for
Booner's
this.
lay of the day. 5 legs. 6 legs. I apologize. 6 legs plus 497. We have hit, I believe now it's 3 of the last 4 weeks. Because last week we did not hit. I think we had 3 straight weeks. Thanksgiving we did not hit. We lost. You know what we lost by?
D-Mount touchdown?
D-Mount touchdown.
Yeah, which is like the most reliable leg.
Not one running back scored a touchdown last week. So we lost by a D-Mount touchdown. 6 legs plus 497. First leg. David Montgomery touchdown.
We're running it back.
D-Mont touchdown.
As you should.
We're running it straight back. D-Mont touchdown. Second leg, guys. Jameer Gibbs, 70 all-purpose yards. Third leg. David Montgomery, 50-plus yards. Amon-Ra St. Brown, 50-plus yards. J-Mo, alternate line 25 yards. And the final one, I don't want people to be like Booner. We're taking a Packers line, and it's just based off the gameplay. Jordan Love, 200 all-purpose yards. That's it. Nothing crazy. He's going to get 200. So, again, we have David Montgomery, Jahmyr Gibbs, 70 yards, David Montgomery, 50, Amon-Ra, 50, JMO, 25, Jordan Love, 200.
I don't know what misses. I'm being honest.
Plus 497.
I don't know what misses, unless Jordan Love just gets knocked out.
This is a big one for me today. And then, all right, are you guys ready for Legacy Player? And you guys, I gave it to you guys. I usually don't give it to you guys because I gave it to you guys so we can all ride it together here and we could be on the same page with this one. Where's this at? Where am I looking at here?
The Legacy Player of the Day.
Where am I at here?
Where are we at? Where are we at?
There is one man who has a vendetta out for the Green Bay Packers. He has worn sweatshirts that says Green Bay sucks. He has got beer poured on him in Lambeau Field. He has had the best touchdown celebrations we've seen at Lambeau Field. This man, every single time he plays the Green Bay Packers, he finds his way into the end zone, guys. Week 14, Detroit Lions Legacy Player of the Week, fellas. Hey, give me the sun god, Amon-Ra St. Brown. Love that. Over 69.5 yards and an anytime touchdown, Amon-Ra St. Brown, plus 105. Let me see what it's at right now, because I'll tell you what, I have a live boost here. And, Jeff, what are we doing with our live boost? Have you thought about that yet? I'm
doing a touchdown score.
Amon-Ra St. Brown.
That's what I'm doing with
Let's go.
I'm locked in with
I'll
you.
double down on it. I'll put a whole
I'm going to boost it.
And that's the Legacy Player, Amon-Ra St. Brown. I think he has a big game today, guys. I could have gone JMO, could have gone D-Mont, all of that. Talked all week about D-Mont. It's Amon-Ra St. Brown, fellas. Amon-Ra St. Brown is going to be the big one today.
Love it. Great. Hey, Amon-Ra St. Brown's going to have a day today.
Yeah,
we all agree there.
Yep.
Listen, I think, I don't know what's on the screen right now. Shout out to whoever that is in the Lions outfit if you guys are watching on TV. But I will say, final score for me, 33-27. It's just don't ask why it's happening.
That's a good score.
It's just a weird, you know what I mean? Just one of those numbers. You're like, no way it happens. 33-27. I have the Lions winning this. John actually predicted He predicted the same score, but said overtime. I'm going to overtime. I think it's just a shootout. Field goals in there. Like, there are going to be a lot of scores of some sort. Field goals or touchdowns. So give me the Lions.
I did
33-27.
Singly, I did. I didn't give it out as a single. I took the over on the game.
Smart.
I'm going to go. I'm going to go 31-28. 31-28.
Go game.
Okay. Close game.
Yeah, close game. I mean, the Packers are a good team. I texted the group chat. Earlier in the week, I said that this is a good Packers team. This is a game that I'm not necessarily nervous about, but it's going to be a good one. I think it's going to be a field goal game. I think it's going to be a good one. We're going to give the NFL a show tonight. We're going to give the people a show.
They're going to get reminded. They're going
Guys,
to get reminded tonight.
Caleb, you might go 3-point game. Jeff, I don't remember what the exact score you said. However many of the
33-27.
33-27.
Yep.
6-point game.
Yep. That's how I see it.
2-touchdown game here. Give me a 14-point win from the Detroit Lions. 38-24. I think the Detroit Lions dominate. I've said it before. I said it on our Twitter Spaces today. I said it yesterday in our live show last night. I think it's a close game, a one-touchdown, one-possession game all the way until the last few minutes. And then the Lions just have one long drive. David Montgomery just to squeeze the life out of the Green Bay Packers and that defense over there with Matt LaFleur. And they go and win this football game. They punch it in, go up 2 scores, get a stop, game over.
Yes, sir.
I'm looking right now. I see some final scores. Get them in the chat. I'll read them. Steve Wild says Lions 38, Packers 17. Damon Dice, the Bears fan, he says Packers 27, Lions 17.
Get out, man.
Damon
Get
Dice.
real.
Shout out Damon. He actually watches the boys.
Shout out.
He's a Bears fan.
Shout out.
Yeah.
By the way, we welcome all fans. Okay,
Yes.
this isn't a line. All fans are welcome. This is a community.
Well, besides these people.
Besides the spammers. But
Besides the spammers.
eventually, boys, we want to expand. By doing that, we're going to expand to different fan bases. But we will only be Lions fans. That's how that works.
I'm probably going to be mean to you if you're not a Lions fan.
Well,
it's how
you
it
guys
works.
can say whatever you want to us.
I'm joking.
Respectfully, you guys can say whatever you want to us as long as it's respectful.
Sports. We talk
We're going to say
trash.
it back. I say a lot of mean things to these guys.
You gotta,
Sometimes it gets a little bit heated.
I got thick skin figuratively and literally.
Jeff tried to hit
fair.
me one time because I said something crazy to him, and
He tried to hit you?
I
I've
ducked,
never tried to
tackled
hit
him.
I've never.
Boom,
Sure.
on the
This guy's
ground.
just
Sure.
flying it
Sure.
right on there. I mean, I've
Sure.
never swung. No.
No,
No, I've never tried to hit. Not you, Boone. Not you. I never hit you. Steve Durr, shout out. Hey,
Brad
shout out
Holmes,
Mr.
Zora.
Steve. He says Lions 42, Green Bay 9. Blowout. Ass whooping.
Tricky Ricky, 33-16.
I
Wow.
love that. Brad Holmes, Aura, 77-2. Lions.
That's a big one.
So the Packers get a safety.
Alternate. Hey, take the alternate team total over 76.5.
Yes.
They
That
beat
sounds sharp.
I wonder what
like
the
that.
highest alternate
That's a
is.
sharp. Flathead Frank says Lions 27, Packers 20. I hope Decker plays his ass off. He's not playing tonight, Flathead Frank, unfortunately. So it'll be Dan Skipper out there. But he said
Lions alternate over.
Lions score 30+.
What do you think the highest it goes is?
56.
Oh, these are low.
Demond Dice says, Jeff, I went out like that. Wait, I don't know what you mean, Demond.
Was that right?
You went out, Jeff, you went out like that? I don't know what you mean, Demond. You got to say it again.
When Boone picked you up and threw you to the ground. That story.
Oh, no, Demond. It's cap. That's never happened. No. Never
you're
swing.
lying to the people.
No, we don't. This isn't like Draymond Green, Jordan Poole. We don't swing at teammates here. No, we don't do that. Xavier D, 42-27 Lions. No, we don't do that. Let's see. Xavier D, 42-27. Yep, love that. Mo Berg says this game's going to be a high-score game, I think. Alan W says y'all are going to be pissed about that Panay TD bet when he ends up throwing the pass. Oh, Alan. By the way, Alan, you're probably right. All right, hey, you got is it linked so people can join?
Oh no, hey, keep talking. Hey, talk about that, Caleb.
Everyone in the chat, we're going to go to our watch party. Come hang out with us. If you're at home, we're going to watch the party or watch the game here. We'll be live in like 2 minutes. We'll be live in 2 minutes here at the Hub Sports Bistro in Macomb, 21 in Garfield. All the boys are here. Klotzy and Gentry are right next to us. Caleb, Boone, myself. We'll have the Lions-Packers game on. We're going to be live for the whole game and a post-game show right after. So it'll be a blast, boys. I cannot wait. We're going to drink a lot of real American beer. We're going to be rooting for Booner's Lay. Booner's legacy player. It's going to be a blast.
Booner's legacy player, Booner's Lay. We'll put it in the chat. We'll find a way.
First touchdown score. Did you say who it was?
You never said who it was. And this is not from us. This is from our
own. Unc in here to
Michael Gentry. We need you real quick.
You got to announce the first touchdown score.
Come tell the people.
It's like the prophet. He's like a prophet. He's got to come in. Look at him. He's coming out.
The whole crew is on the touchdown score.
You will get the first touchdown score prediction from Michael Gentry himself. And by the way, he's wearing a beautiful Fuck the Packers hoodie. Beautiful. Look at that hoodie. Look at the
made by your own here.
And the hat.
Gentlemen.
Mike, I was told by a source close that you have a first touchdown score. You hit last week for Sam Laporta.
We do, Boone.
I already put it in.
We all got one.
What are we thinking?
What is he at now, Boone? So
first touchdown score? What are we thinking?
Oh no!
What are we thinking?
I'm panicking.
Plus 1,400. There he is, Boone.
Who is it?
Jamison Williams.
J-Mo
is hitting that zone first today.
It's smacking. Bomb right off the rip.
If you do remember, Sam Laporta was also plus 1,400 last week. Maybe something, maybe nothing. Who knows?
You guys know this TikTok?
Who knows?
I
don't know.
I don't know what that is. But hey, we'll be live in a couple of minutes.
Hey, let's go, boys.
We will see you guys there.
J-Mo, first touchdown.
J-Mo.
The whole crew's on
Let's
it.
go.
Go to the watch party. I just put it in the comment, and if you stay in the channel, it should redirect you within the next 2 or 3 minutes. We'll be live at 8:05. We'll be live in just a couple minutes here.
We'll see you guys in a couple minutes.
Let's
go. Go Lions.
Let's go.